Well, welcome to another episode of Challenging the Norm, his and hers look at life and business with your host, Paul Snell and Lindsey Burden. This is the podcast for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs and business owners that want to experience success in their way. We wrestle with the topics that matter and we reality check the latest trends in business. I work with small business owners, helping them take their teams from good to great, while Lindsey offers business coaching and that empowers ambitious women to create financial abundance and a time-rich lifestyle without sacrificing their joy. Hi, Lindsey.
Hi, Paul. I listen away and I'm kind of swinging in my chair because I just love spending time with you and I love recording these podcasts.
Oh, we do have fun. Honestly, if you go back a few episodes, you can watch the one where I go, getting out my comfort zone is a thing. And I have to tell you, we've been doing the video episodes now for a while, and it's just so much fun. It's just so much fun.
It is.
Now, Lindsey, today, the episode we're going to do today, I know this is a bit of a passion for you, so I'll let you introduce it, and then let's just dive in and see where it goes.
Paul, as you know, I've got my knickers in a bit of a twist over this. And that's because I'm calling all women and men, if this resonates with you, I want you to stop comparing yourself to everybody else. And I want you to stand up in your own beautiful way, your own unique way, and just be who you are and know that you're really good at what you do. And it comes from having a one-to-one virtual coffee and hearing this incredible woman talk about her business, a business that she's been in for 10 years or more, worked with some pretty big named clients. And after every sentence, it was, I'm not as quick, I'm not as creative, I'm not as this. And it was just, and I'm normally, I don't like causing offense. I don't like being controversial, but please stop doing it. And I really got upset, Paul. I got upset for her, and I got upset for every person who is feeling that they're not good enough or not as good as the next person, and they are.
I can hear your passion on it, Lindsey, and your message is correct. But aren't we in a time when comparison to someone else or to another business or whatever it is, the comparison is so strong, the behavior to compare, particularly with the younger generation, but that's not exclusive, but we are driven by the media, by social media, constantly looking at who else is succeeding. And of course, don't get me going on social media, the thing that says, oh, life is perfect. Everything's perfect. Look how successful I am. And the reality is never as easy or simple as that. But this comparison, do you know what? In all seriousness, incredibly toxic, has the potential to absolutely halt anyone's progress, both emotionally and physically in moving their business forward or their lives forward. It's incredibly toxic.
It is, and I know what it does to me when I've got a decision to make in the business and I'm looking at different projects and ideas. And then, before I know it with, the algorithms, I don't know how the algorithms even know what I'm thinking sometimes. And then it's all in front of me and they've done it, or they've done it this way, or I could do it this way. And that makes me feel inadequate. So that's what it's doing, is making us feel really inadequate. And then we rock up apologetically, and particularly women do this, and I can only talk from that perspective, and I know men do this as well, but showing up apologetically, it's almost like, oh, it's really nice to have my business, no, hold your position, stay in your lane, claim it, because you deserve that place and you are incredible. And you can tell, it just really makes me mad, Paul. Makes me mad that the world we're in is making us feel, forget imposter syndrome, it's making us feel really inadequate. And that creates overwhelm, procrastination. We can't make a decision for life, for love nor money.
It's true. And it's this idea of comparing. It goes actually really quite deep It starts dropping into the idea of self-worth. And that's one of the fundamental things about human life, right? We're always looking for where we fit in, what we're about. And it's that battle, isn't it? Because the reality to it all is we're all uniquely designed to be who we are. I'm
Yes.
uniquely Paul Snell. There is no other Paul Snell like me. There might be another person called Paul Snell, but they're not like me. And the same way as there's only one Lindsey Burden, there may be others with that name, but there's no one else that can be you. And I think society has decided to try and peddle the message, goes, that's not good enough. You have to be as good as the person who is ahead of you in some sort of race to success, wealth, whatever that might be. And the problem with that is until we accept we are more than good enough, not just good enough, but we are excellent at being who we are,
Yeah.
then all that does is hold us back. You describe procrastination, that leads to frustration, that leads to overwhelm. But the reality is we are uniquely skilled and amazing as we are. And it's, listen, I know that's easy for maybe us to say, or it can sound a bit woo-woo, say, oh, you're really good already. It's not about measuring that. It's about understanding that you are all you need to be yourself. You don't need to be I don't know, Richard Branson. You don't need to be that person. That's not who you need to be. You need to be you and accept and thrive with that thought.
It's really believing in you, which we've talked about mindset before, but it really is believing in yourself, your abilities, and, if necessary, the evidence you need is all around you.
Yes.
And so don't look at the competition, look at your own evidence, the incredible clients that you've worked with, the transformations that you've been part of, the work that you've put out there. Your evidence for you is all around you. And I always say to my clients, it doesn't matter if, for me, let's face it, there are lots of business coaches. They are all out there, and you can have a business coach on anything you like pretty much. But I could be sitting next to a business coach that works exactly the same as me, but they wouldn't be me. And so therefore it is unique to me what I'm putting out there. And I think we're really in a world where I don't know if we feel like we need to be different. We need a unique selling point. And then that's what happens. All the terminology comes out. And then suddenly we feel that we've got to be something that we're not. And that's really hard, because I've been there trying to be somebody that I'm not. And my copy didn't work. And nothing seemed to resonate with anybody, because I felt I had to be, a bit more professional.
I've done it the same, Lindsey. In fact, I've been off and on doing that for a number of years, because the world tells you that if you want to be successful, you need to be one of these. Yeah. Yet when I try to be one of those, I'm going against everything that I know is right for me, the unique bit about me. Now you make an interesting point, and I want to jump on it a wee bit. You spoke about how when we decide that we need to be something that we aren't necessarily, that we're not really, maybe we're just trying to compare with someone else, then all of a sudden the world looks that way. And I see this a lot. I don't know how familiar you are with the reticular activating system, Lindsey. Have you come across that?
I have, but please tell me more.
I sort of expected you did, but we'll talk about that anyway. So that's a small part of the brain, a small bunch of neurons that's function is to sift through all this masses of information that we gather through our senses and decide what's important, what we should focus on, what's the thing that should be the priority for our brains to think about and to process. And here's the trick: whatever you decide that you think's important and that you say that's important. Now, the say bit is really, really important. And that is it. If you say out loud, I'm looking to buy a yellow car, guess what you're going to see lots of?
Yellow cards.
Yes. So this reticular activating system really starts to show us, because it's really efficient. It shows us what we think and believe is important to us. And all of a sudden, you're going to see lots of it. Now, I'm keeping that really simple. So if there's anyone out there who's really clever in psychology, forgive me if I've not gone into masses of detail. I'm trying to keep
simple.
But the key thing is this. the minute, in the context of comparisons, the minute we think we need to compare with someone else, we have to strive to be someone else, or to be as successful, or to be like someone else, because we end up comparing ourselves to them. That's what our brain thinks is important.